Go. Ready to go. What is going on? Let's get this camera going. There we are. Hold on for one quick second, everyone. He's back. Don't go anywhere. Sometimes I feel like Mr. Rogers. No, I'm not Mr. Rogers. It's just me. I'm a dad who draws, right? How's everyone doing tonight? So welcome to our Monday Night Live. And why isn't let's see if this comes up here. Do this. There it is. Okay, now we're ready. Had to get some things all squared away there, right? Well, welcome. My name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and this is our Monday night edition of why is it Monday Night Live? So on Monday nights we do either a landscape usually, sometimes even a seascape. But today I thought we would come back and do a sailboat because this gives us a new opportunity a little bit to look at how we could draw waves and use just some real dramatic lighting and dramatic action. And who doesn't love sailboats, right? I mean, we're getting to that season, and it's summertime, and we can have a lot of fun, right? Okay, so let's see. Before we start, this is YouTube video, so listen, I ask you to please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe and like. If you do subscribe, then you are assured to be known when we go live. So we usually go on Mondays and Wednesdays. Monday, like I said, is a landscape or a seascape. And hey, Leah is here, ready to show her support and draw like a wizard. I just came up with that one, Leah. Hope you don't mind. Let's see. And then on Wednesdays, we take a deep dive into portrait drawing. So tonight, we're kind of taking a little bit of taking a little bit of a break from drawing landscapes and trying this boat out. I was looking at this boat here, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn this light on back here. Hold on. There you go. I was looking at this boat here, and you know, because the boat is at our eye level almost, the perspective on this, or the foreshortening, is going to be very flat. So I think what we're going to do is we're really going to have to look at using silhouette and negative space to sell this. So sometimes it's easier to draw things if we look and try and focus on the negative shape versus the positive shape. And so as I look at the boat, some of the negative shapes, especially toward the bottom, is all going to be the white area. And when we get down there, I will help you out with that, because we'll go step by step, okay? One other thing I did on this picture is I photoshopped some waves or more ocean on the sides. So my side ocean here is so much more calm than I think what the actual ocean is. So we're going to also kind of add some extra waves to make it just a wee bit more dramatic, okay? All right. And then finally, last, and I'll quit talking here, we'll get drawn here. The last is if you're brand new to the channel, or if you're brand new toward this, a dad who draws, we do have a very active Facebook group that is super supportive, and you get a lot of information from there. That is in the description, along with a great class that I've designed for beginners. It's free, and it's called the Beginner's Workshop Part A. And that's going to take you through a lot of great foundations that will definitely set you up for success and help you to start walking down the path of drawing confidently. Okay? All right, that's it. Let's get to drawing. What do you say, huh? All right. So let me get the right color here. I don't know. I like to use a little bit of a red color here. All right, let's go ahead, and I'm going to just start off with some type of framework. I always like drawing within a frame. I don't know if it's just a little more secure or whatnot, right? And when I'm looking at this, usually when I draw, I like to think of like the big picture down to the small picture. Okay, so big picture here. Let me show you the shapes that I can envision before I even jump into this. And this is, I'm just thinking this big here. So this is part of my first step, part of the gesture drawing. You know, I see this shape right here. Look at that. I see this shape right there. That's easy to do. And then I could almost see this shape right here. You see this? And then lastly, I see this shape down here of the bottom section of the I see the bottom section here of just the water. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that. So my horizon line, I'm going to draw very lightly here. Very lightly to start off. And this is going to be that big negative shape on the left-hand side. And then roughly, this is going to be the rough shape on the right-hand side there, okay? Now these are just light guidelines, okay? Big down to small, okay? And then I'm just going to quickly gesture. I'm looking at the top of the boat. Just keeping it light right now. And what I'm looking at, for me, what I'm looking at as far as a measurement goes, is I'm looking at like the horizon line, and then I'm asking myself, oh look, how much of this boat is on top of the horizon, is above the horizon, and how much is it below the horizon? You see that? Okay. Next, I'm going to, let's see now. Where do I want to start next? Let's try and get some of these sails in, okay? So let's start getting some measurements here that will help us stay in proportion, okay? So what I'm going to do, and when I put these extra colors on my drawing, this is what's going on in my mind, okay? This is what I'm thinking of. And so I put it down on paper so you can see where my thought process is. So let's just say that's the top of my mast, of my sails. And this is the bottom of my sails, okay? Now, roughly in between there, I'm just going to guess about the halfway point. So there's a halfway point. And then from here now, I kind of have this, I have this shape already kind of established, okay, in my quick sketch there. And I can see if I divide it in half right about there, okay? So let's just kind of put those marks lightly. All right, so we've got maybe the top is right here, right? And this is kind of billowing out a little bit. And my halfway, I'm just going to lightly put a light mark right down the center there. Now, let's start putting small pieces in here. That's going to help us give us more information. It's almost like you're putting together a jigsaw puzzle, and you find the corner pieces, and then you find the outside edges, and then you start building it. So here now I can get the small sail in here, roughly like this. Okay. And then I can see that this other sail is coming out like this. You see that? That line right there? And now the next thing I'm looking at is I'm looking down here at the bottom and I'm thinking, okay, if this is roughly the middle of this bottom here, okay? Look, that edge of that sail is just slightly off center. Okay, let's do that. So if I'm like halfway, I'm right about there. Okay, that's going to be just about there possibly. And this is going to come around something like this, maybe, huh? It's so much easier to draw things in proportion when you start breaking them down to be a little bit smaller. All right, I think I could get this sail in now. And then this guy is going to come down here, and where's he connecting up? Oh wow, he is like way up there. And then this last guy he's swinging around like that. You see that? Okay. Now, one thing I do notice. Let's look at this here. Now, look carefully. Okay, look. You see how the surface lines are coming around like that, and the surface lines are coming in here like this, and this one's kind of curving up. You see those? When we go to start to add some details here, we want to keep all that in mind because that's going to give our sails volume, and they're not flat. The wind is coming up behind them there. So, all right, so let's I'm going to work on this guy first right here. And I'm just going to lightly put a curved, and these aren't in the these aren't in the photograph. I'm just placing them to give my mind a sense that this thing has some roundness to it. And the next one up on top there, the same thing. I want to start to add a little bit of volume to it. Still staying very light in my drawing. Okay. Look at this. Oh, what do they call it? I can't remember. It's not the mast. It's the. What do they call this part right here? You see that? Well, if someone knows, put it in the chat so I don't look like an idiot. Okay, let me know. But look at this one right there. Look at that one right there. Okay, it's almost parallel with the horizon. You see that? So let's make sure that we get that in nice and parallel here. Okay. It's not. I think it's the boom, but I don't know if that's right or not. Right. All right. There's another one. Look. Don't get lost in this now. There's another one right there. And there's another one. You got to look closely. There's another one might be right on top of that. We need some sailors. We need some sailors so they can tell me what the names of all these sails are. All right. Now, let's go ahead and, oh, look, I just noticed something I didn't see before. This is interesting. See, when you look at a picture, when you start looking at it, you start seeing things. Look at this here. Now, I saw this part of the boat here. You see this? But I didn't see that, wow, you actually could see the other side of the boat ever so slightly right there. See that? We definitely want to use that. All right, so we got that angle. Now we can look down into the boat ever so slightly. So let's be sensitive toward that. And I'm looking at this is also what I'm looking at right now. Here's the horizon line. You see that? There's the horizon line. And then the boat, the top of the boat is right at the horizon line. And then up here, look how much higher it is off the horizon line. Okay? So this is going to help us to get that one side that's closest to us so that we could draw it in proportion. So I kind of like where I'm at there. And here is roughly my horizon line. So I'm gonna come right about there, I think. All right? And I'm just gonna sweep this around. And then the other side of the boat is gonna just a sliver. We're just gonna see a sliver. All right, we'll continue on now, all right? Okay, so let's get this bow. It's coming in at a slight angle right there. And then I'm going to add the other side there. Okay. Okay, let's go in close here just a bit. And what I want to work on here now is the negative spaces that I have created. If I'm going too fast, just tell me to slow down, somebody. Okay. I'm going to start thinking of the negative spaces and all the things that are going on here. So let's start with the biggest mast, because that's going to help us. And that big mast is coming in right at the end of here. And get the right angle here. And we're just going to do this right there. Boom, there it is right there. Let's get the second one in, and again, this one looks like there's a guy standing up there, so let's make his head small. Okay. I'm going to just go very slowly here. Okay, let's look at this. There's some negative shape. Let's draw this little bit of negative shape here. You see that? And then we've got this wheel. Looks like a wheel, possibly. But it has a nice curve to it. So we're going to, and you know, mine now is out of proportion just a little bit, but I'm just going to go with it because nobody is ever going to see this next to my picture here. All right, looks like there's another head right here. So this is the little detail that I want that's going to make this to be very interesting once we're done. You don't want to rush this. And then it looks like, ooh, look at that. Then it looks like we've got this nice, like almost multiple strings coming up here, ropes. And when I draw these ropes, I'm starting from the outside. I draw the two on the most outside. And those will guide me to get a nice pattern, fan pattern there. You see that? All right, I'm going to get up to the front here now. I have a single rope coming in like this. Another one coming in like that. And one coming in there. A variety of shapes is going to make this look really good. All right, looks like we might have somebody standing up over here. So I'm just going to add a little block there and then a little bit of a head. And then it looks like there's someone standing in front of them too. These little details that will make a big difference. Looks like now I see like maybe this mast is coming up. So let me show you what I see here. This is what I see. You see this? It almost like just extends from the front end there. You see that? So, nope. So almost, oops, wrong color. So it almost sticks up like this. And now this is changing the angle of this bottom part of that sail ever so slightly. Now this helps me put in this lifeboat here. And I'm just going to give it a light tone. Okay, and this too has, looks like a, I don't know what this is, a mast or something coming out of it. Okay. All right, how are we looking? Okay, that looks pretty good, I think. All right, let's get this next mast in back here. Something like this maybe. And then there's just, I don't want to rush this, I just want to look closely. There's a lot of extra detail back here in different values. So I just want to use that. And it will be interesting once we make this small. Look at the back of the boat. Be careful where you put that. Make sure that's in nice alignment to that back sail. It looks like they have another boat back here hanging up. So that's kind of interesting. And I'm just going to give it an overall tone here. Okay, let's think of this shape. Now this wave. where it's cutting through the water is also going to be parallel. I think we can make our picture small again, actually. So let me get in here. Okay. Look at that. I know what I did. I gotta bring in a new photo here. Hold on. There it is. I cut the top off. All right. All right, let's go ahead and think about this wave here. It's going to be, the wave is going to be bouncing on top of something that's very flat because the water's flat here. So we want to make sure that we are representing that. And let's look closely. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to blow this picture up again because this wave has a lot of interesting detail we want to make sure we capture. There you go. So when you're thinking about this wave, what I want you to do is think about like a range of mountains, object on top of object. Okay, so let's just say this is our first part here. And we want to use surface lines. If you're not sure what surface lines are, they're this idea. Let's just say I had two trunks of a tree. And if I do this, I can give the illusion that the tree is coming toward me. If I go the opposite way, I could give the illusion that the tree is falling away from me. You see that? So when we're drawing these waves, we want to create some lines that are going in the direction of where that water is flowing or splashing. I'm going to tone in the bow of my boat now. And of course, as it gets to the back of the boat, it's going to get a little bit more lighter in value. Okay. All right, make sure you get that reflection on the far side of your boat there, right? Now the reflection of my boat in the water is going to be very flat, very horizontal. Now I'm going to add some waves, and simply when I make my waves, I'm just doing this sort of thing. I'm like almost like two peaks coming together. And as I get closer to the boat, I don't want them to be as peaking. Okay. As your waves get closer to the horizon line, that you just can't see them as much anymore. I'm just adding my darker values toward the front here. To give a sense that the boat is reflecting in the water. And now I'm going over the water very slowly. I'm going to try and give it a very even tone. So that we can separate it from the sky. The waves that are closer to me, I'm making them just have a little bit more definition. Always kind of working in a scallop, working like this. And I'm only darkening like the right hand side of the wave. This one needs to go a little darker down here because I don't want a pattern to form. Okay. All right. I think that's looking pretty good. Let's kind of work on some of these sails now and get some nice even tone in them, okay? Let's see if we could do this. I'm just going to go very slowly. They have these little marks. And when I'm making some of my lines, by the way, I'm like pushing down and pulling up. And you could, if you're using a pencil or a charcoal pencil, it's very easy to do that. Drawing a line. Let's talk about line really quick. You know, it starts off very blunt, but then has a beautiful taper at the end. And that can look quite nice. So let's get this little flagging up here, right? They all want to know what sailing club this guy's with, right? All right. Oops. Now, if I were you and I was drawing at home, I may grab myself a ruler to try and get some of these lines perfectly straight. You know, a ruler is nothing more than a tool, so don't feel like you can't use it. Especially when you're using something like it for a long line that needs to be super straight to help sell it. So don't feel bad about trying to use a ruler here to get some of your lines nice and straight, okay? But when you use your ruler, again, push down and then pull up, and it'll have a real nice taper to it. Look, this is billowing. It's round like that. And okay. All right, what's going on with this guy here? Okay, he's coming to the top too. Oop. Okay. What did I just do? I just messed that up so bad. Oh well, it's okay. I'm just gonna redo that. Nope, I'm in the wrong color now. All right. Let's work on this sail now. Just using surface lines, making sure each one is slightly curved. Okay. Just kind of working in some details here. Pushing and pulling up. Being careful that my surface lines follow the curve of the sail. Oh, look at that. I'm telling you, the more you draw something, the more things you discover. Okay, I'm going to try and drop an overall tone into this entire sail. This will help separate it from the sky that's going to be very white. Look at this. They have a little American flag back here. I think when I was doing some research on this picture, it said this was part of the world's sailing cup. The world, is it called the world? It's not the World's Cup. That's for soccer, I think. Okay. All right, I think, what time is it? 5:30. All right, we've been going at this for a little while here, and I think I'm feeling pretty good with where mine's at. Any questions? I think I'm going to do one more pass on these sails to maybe try and get them a little bit more darker on one side. All right. I think that's going to do it tonight. Well, listen, thank you for watching. My name is Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and this has been our Monday night edition of Monday Night Live. And if we are in Facebook, so if you have any questions, let me know in there. Just reach out and give me a comment. Please give a thumbs up, and I am so glad that you joined me. For those of you who will be watching a little bit later, thanks again, and I will see you guys later. My name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws. Good night, everybody.